Welcome to NTN Nightly. I am Janelle Norville. This edition's top stories. Several initiatives to ensure the comfort of COVID patients to be undertaken as new protocols come into effect. The Ministry of Equity holds a social crime prevention consultation. And Prime Minister the Honorable Philip J. Pierre lauds the contribution of the locals' hope to education and literacy. Prime Minister Honorable Philip J. Pierre has announced amendments to the COVID-19 protocols as St. Lucia experiences an increase in COVID-19 cases. In an address to the nation Wednesday evening, Honorable Pierre noted that COVID-19 remains a threat to lives and livelihoods. The Prime Minister said, while we cannot eliminate the threat, we can mitigate the threat and avoid overwhelming the healthcare system and maintain a level of normalcy that allows for daily living.
The current positivity rate of COVID infections is serious and requires an immediate and decisive response if we are to protect the lives and livelihoods of our citizens. We must act now, individually and collectively, to reverse the high incidence of COVID infection. The policy of my government in handling the pandemic is to follow the science and the advice of the health experts and to encourage all citizens to do the same. This virus is too serious a threat to our lives and livelihoods to be left to the whims and fancies of uninformed personal opinions. We understand the discomfort and sometimes inconvenience that comes with following the recommended COVID protocols. However, discomfort and inconvenience are small prices to pay for the protection of our lives and livelihood.
The amendment to the protocols will be in effect for 3 weeks. Workplaces must institute physical distancing and the blended approach where possible. The curfew has been revised. It is now 9 p.m. to 4 a.m. daily. All business operations and commercial activities must end by 8 p.m. daily.
Social gatherings are to be restricted to immediate household and family, limited to 10 persons. The church, limited to square footage for regular services. All daily or regular church and religious services are permitted in accordance with social distancing protocols. Special events. No allowance is given for gatherings and special events for the 3-week period. Neither vaccinated or unvaccinated people are allowed to host or attend any social events, including but not limited to parties, boat rides, receptions, etc. No loud music permits to be issued for 3-week period. No formal submissions of requests to host social events will be processed for the 3-week period. Sporting activities, including gyms. All sports are allowed for the given time period, limited to field capacity and game structure. No spectators or crowding allowed at this time. Gyms are approved to operate in keeping with all necessary protocols and capacity limited by square footage.
School operation for the new academic year will be assessed mid-August. Based on the transmission rate, a final decision on which schools will operate fully will be made. Protocols for the tourism sector include restrictions for local stay at COVID-approved properties where unvaccinated visitors are accommodated. Boat rides are prohibited. Alternate days for local and tourist service at restaurants, parks, etc. are to be maintained. The COVID-19 protocols come into effect Friday 13th August and end Tuesday 31 August 2021. Meantime, the government of St. Lucia will be embarking on several initiatives geared towards ensuring patient comfort at government isolation and quarantine facilities. The announcement was made by Prime Minister the Honorable Philip J. Pierre during his address on Wednesday. He noted that efforts will be focused on the welfare of patients.
We also intend to make life more comfortable for our unfortunate brothers and sisters who are in isolation. We understand your discomfort, and I intend to advise the Ministry of Health to engage patient welfare officers at the public isolation and quarantine facilities. These officers will assist the medical staff in ensuring that patients receive their supplies sent by relatives in a timely manner. We understand your discomfort and intend to make your isolation more tolerant.
The Prime Minister added that utilities and equipment are also being considered in a move to improve the conditions at the facilities. The Ministry of Health, Wellness and Elderly Affairs will be engaging the relevant entities in that regard.
The Ministry of Health will be holding consultations with service providers on improving the telecommunications and internet system at the respiratory hospital to enable more effective contact between patients, staff and families. We are also looking with a view to repair faulty medical equipment that impact on the delivery of health care at the respiratory.
That was Prime Minister of St. Lucia, the Honorable Philip J. Pierre. Still with health matters, Minister for Health, Wellness and Elderly Affairs, Honorable Moses Jean-Baptiste, has been familiarizing himself with the Ministry of Health, holding discussions with various heads of department, including Chief Medical Officer Dr. Sharon Belmar George. Honorable Jean-Baptiste says the meetings have been in-depth with intense focus on the management and mitigation of COVID-19.
Newly appointed Minister for Health, Wellness and Elderly Affairs, Honorable Moses Jean-Baptiste, reported that he had a very insightful day on the job. The minister held discussions with various key personnel within the ministry in an effort to garner information on its operations. Honorable Moses Jean-Baptiste noted that while it may seem daunting, he's very excited about the journey ahead.
Well, very exciting. I had discussions, the usual discussions with the Permanent Secretary, very pleasant, and he gave me an insight into the vastness of the Ministry of Health and Wellness and Elderly Affairs, and we discussed the structure of the ministry and the key actors in the ministry. So very exciting, and I look forward to the challenge. A very challenging pursuit, but clearly very important to our government as healthcare and this emerging health crisis. This health crisis is the #1 priority of our government.
The Minister for Health, Wellness and Elderly Affairs, highlighting the increase in the number of COVID-19 cases, explained that several consultation meetings have been held with the Chief Medical Officer. Efforts will be channeled towards getting a handle on St. Lucia's COVID-19 situation with the CMO's guidance. Discussions were also held with key stakeholders within the ministry.
Well, I have had several discussions with Dr. Sharon Belmar George since Friday, especially on the COVID-19 situation, and she has been very helpful with information and with guidance. And because with her guidance and so on, I then proceed to speak with the Prime Minister and to advise the rest of the cabinet, members of cabinet. And so we have had several discussions. I also held discussions with the team at the Victoria Respiratory Hospital, and again, pretty insightful in terms of the operations and the challenges, and we discussed ways in which we can make things much better for them at the Victoria Respiratory Hospital. I held discussions with Dr. Francois at St. Jude, and again we discussed the challenges and so on. Other staff members, we've been exchanging pleasantries, and I'm trying to learn my way around, while at the same time dealing head on with the challenges of the COVID-19 pandemic. We have had an increase in the number of cases, and we have been dealing with that. We are just having a discussion with Dr. Sharon Belmar George and her team to see what challenges lay ahead and how, as a government, we can unclog some of the choke pipes to ensure that we achieve our objectives.
Health, Wellness and Elderly Affairs Minister Honorable Moses Jean-Baptiste disclosed that his personal goals to be achieved during this time include ensuring St. Lucians have equitable and affordable access to healthcare services.
Well, I want to be able to say that my term as the Minister for Health, Wellness and Elderly Affairs led to a health system with better access better care for our people in St. Lucia, and also a system where our people can afford healthcare services, especially basic healthcare services. I want to be able to say that I was able to galvanize our team. I was able to motivate our team, not only in the Ministry of Health, Wellness and Elderly Affairs, but all across St. Lucia, where you have individuals and organizations who are connected to the healthcare system. I was able to motivate them and galvanize them into action so that the clients, our people of St. Lucia, can get better health care. And I'm sure this will happen. I want to be able to say that we were able to complete our facilities and to make them available to our people. Of course, St. Jude Hospital being the #1 healthcare facility. So all in all, I want to be able to say that our people, at the end of our 4 years and 11 months to come, I'm sure I'll be able to say that our people have access to better healthcare, and they're able to access healthcare which is much more affordable, and people can have confidence, a lot more confidence in our healthcare system.
Minister Honorable Shabatas reported for his first day on the job on Monday, 9th August 2021. From the Government Information Service, Hilmeti Mark reporting.
Social transformation officers in the Ministry of Equity, Social Justice and Empowerment have completed a sensitization program on crime and their role in helping fight the scourge. We get details of the social crime prevention consultation held in the north of the island in this report by Chevroy Marius.
As part of its capacity building mandate, the Community Services Unit in the Ministry of Equity, Social Justice, Local Government and Empowerment has embarked upon social crime prevention discussions for social transformation officers in the north of the island. The focus of the consultation was to sensitize social transformation officers on various crime prevention measures and solutions in the northern communities of the island. The one-day consultation was held on Tuesday at the Chase Gardens Human Resource Center.
This workshop will assist the SJOs tremendously in providing them with the information, skills, and strategies required in terms of social crime prevention, a level of emotional intelligence, so that they could strengthen the preventative aspects of crime, being able to identify situations, whether it's at the domestic level, the community level, and more so to foster that relationship with the police and other agencies to focus on the preventative aspects of crime.
Consultation coordinator Ms. Danalie Estava-Sentange stated that due to the present increase in crime, working with the police before these criminal activities take place is extremely important.
Social transformation, as the name suggests, is making changes within our society. No region can function in a high crime situation. When you have situations where the community is threatened by crime or the fear of crime, it causes the citizenry, it causes the residents to react in ways that they wouldn't necessarily react in before. So working with the police in a preventative approach helps us to take care of some of the criminal elements before they become criminal elements.
Social Transformation Officer for Grizzly, Mr. David Moise, stated that this initiative will help strengthen cooperation and trust between police and residents.
Having such a meeting will encourage us now to help build back that trust, to see how we can address some of these social issues together, and ensuring that it's not a matter of showing authority, but showing that we are all part of a community.
Generally, police and law enforcement are relied upon to present quick results. However, studies have shown that social crime prevention strategies have more long-term effects in reducing crime.
What I have decided to do is to meet with our social transformation officers within the Northern Division. And the Northern Division is what I have responsibility for, and that's for stations from Dennery up to Grozile and Grozile down to Canaries. Having previously been the person in charge of Grozile, Rodney and Babono, I worked closely with Mr. Moise, who was the STO for that area. And I realized that there was so much that we were able to achieve, being able to network, being able to help form neighborhood watch groups, looking at various issues in the society, because people see police as coming to arrest you with the guns, and they just rough. But at the end of the day, we need to embrace that side of policing, which is community policing. Once we are able to, bridge that gap, there is so much that we are able to achieve.
Crime prevention must be interactive and provide participants with an overview of best practices for crime reduction. Reporting from the Ministry of Equity, Social Justice and Empowerment, I am Chevrolet Marius.
The world's floating bookstore, the Logos Hope, is back in St. Lucia and has been lauded by Prime Minister, the Honorable Philip J. Pierre, for contributing to literacy on island. Hamadi Mack has that story.
The Logos Hope, birthed in Port Castries on 10th August 2021, welcomed its first set of visitors. The official opening ceremony saw the attendance of Prime Minister of St. Lucia, Honorable Philip J. Pierre. The Logos Hope, birthed in Port Castries on 10th August 2021, welcomed its first set of visitors. The official opening ceremony saw the attendance of Prime Minister of St. Lucia, Honorable Philip J. Pierre, Governor General Emeritus, Dame Paulette Louisy, and representatives of other key agencies. Honorable Philip J. Pierre, highlighting the contribution of the Logos Hope to education and literacy in small island developing states, welcomed the Logos to St. Lucia.
We cannot and we must not allow books to become passive. It is for this reason that Logos is truly bringing hope to our small island developing states. And you have joined us at an opportune time when children are on vacation and should be encouraged to spend more of their time reading. And when many of our people are on the conditions of the pandemic, they have to stay home. So we hope that they can read, to exercise, to spend some time reading and gaining knowledge and get a little less bored having to stay home because of the pandemic. I also know that the Logos is more than just a bookstore. It's about bringing the world alive by good deeds as well. We welcome your acts of charity and we hope you enjoy our country and its hospitality.
The vessel is home to 250 volunteers from over 50 nations, each joining this floating community to bring knowledge, help, and hope to the people of the world. The Logos Hope comprises of the book fair, Journey of Life tour, and cafe. Director of the Logos Hope, Captain Tom Dyer, expressed his elation to be in St. Lucia once again.
We've always sensed that love of the people of St. Lucia, I can tell you. I can tell you that relationships and friendships are going to be made in this port. We're here until the 25th. I'll guarantee they're going to be crew members. They're going to make friends with St. Lucians, and they'll go on for years and years. Kim and I made friends many years with a couple that just live right around the corner. They're in their 80s right now. We went to visit them already since we've been here. Long-time friendships. And so as we open the ship, as we soon will go down with you, Prime Minister and Governor General, and cut that ribbon, and as we leave the nation, we are going to be enriched, and we're going to enjoy your generous hospitality as we share knowledge, help, and hope.
While in St. Lucia, volunteers from the Logos Hope will be collaborating with charitable agencies to lend support to the needy. The initiatives to be undertaken include a feeding program in collaboration with the Salvation Army and a mentorship program at the Boys Training Center. The Logos Hope is accepting St. Lucian volunteers to join their diverse crew during their stay. Amy Joyley is a member of the advanced preparation team of the Logos Hope.
Normally we have 5 departments: book fair, engine deck, catering, and angels. So these different departments needs people to help. So the volunteer comes and the leaders designate them to help in a specific department. So we have a huge community in each department. So they connect with them. I don't know about the meals. It's like a restriction for now because depends on if they are vaccinated or unvaccinated. If they are not vaccinated, they cannot come to the dining room. But if they are, they share with or the meals with us as well in the same place that we eat.
The Logos Hope is open to the...
This is NTN Nightly. Primus Hutchinson is up next. Stay with us.
Caribbean Ties, a connected people then and now. A unique exhibition that presents the diversity and complexity in the Caribbean before the arrival of the Europeans. August 1st to the 31st at the 100-year-old Anglican Annex. Open daily, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Be part of the past, still present today, through stunning exhibits accompanied by live cultural street entertainment. Save the dates. August 1st to the 31st.
Welcome back. We join Primus Hutchinson for the NTN Nouvelle au Creole.
Monsieur Janelle, Monsieur, Mesdames, le département qui a une responsabilité pour l'information en gouvernement cette-ci, ça c'est GIS, ensemble avec la télévision nationale pays NTN, qui a posé une nouvelle en créole pour cette Primus Hutchinson. Premier ministre cette-ci, honorable Philippe J. Pierre, a adressé la nation mercredi soir concernant des démarches pour essayer de contrôler des guets qui maladie corona qui a augmenté en cette présentement. Le ministre a tenu une discussion et puis il avant ça. Le ministre Pierre dit que maladie ça là trop dangereux pour la GI en bas opinion moun qui en est kadi ça youvle. Avant cette décision que le Premier ministre Pierre dit gouvernement Japon, c'est pour tirer centre de commande pour adresser maladie corona en bas un ministre et plutôt placer en bas conduite un professionnel de santé qui a trop meilleure position pour agir et puis situation ça là. Premier ministre Pierre a annoncé aussi les individus qui étaient trouvés condamnés pour désobéir aux règles de conduite corona qui ont trouvé gracié, ça veut dire toutes ces prêtres contre eux qui ont effacé. Premier ministre là dit ça c'est là pour encourager le peuple là pour prendre précaution, suivre ces règles là et pas punir et bien forcer eux. Moun qui en quarantaine et bien en isolation, arrangement qu'a fait pour se trouver à l'air toute nécessité que la famille qu'a voué ba yo. Premier ministre Pierre a annoncé aussi ministère de santé qui a tient discussion et puis les organisations télécommunications c'est-ci pour poursuivre un meilleur service particulièrement pour internet en l'hôpital Victoria pour faciliter meilleur contact entre ces gens qui sont malades et puis la famille yo avec les travailleurs en l'hôpital ça là. Pour les maîtres restaurants et hôtels, depuis l'IMO Corona a commencé à prendre en descendant, tous ces services-là, qui sont virés aux opérations encore normalement. Le Premier ministre a déclaré que les gens considèrent ça qui a fait un pays sévère la Grenade, Antique et l'autre pays Caraïbes là, concernant les protestations pour la vaccine, c'est aussi pas une pièce attention pour forcer personne pour prendre la vaccine, mais qui a encouragé pour considérer l'importance pour santé pour prendre dose de la vaccine. Commencer les 13 pour les 31 août, la caille pour une distance sociale en place de travail et curfew a commencé à 9h soir, mais tout business n'est pour fermer opération au 8h soir et ça caille les 4h les bon matin. La famille pas plus que 10 personnes pour sembler ensemble à des pièces d'activité sociale. Pièces musique fort pas supposé jouer en public et que ça c'est pour 3 semaines pour venir. Tout service l'église qui suivent ces règles là qui sont en place pour eux départ secondaire l'église là. Pièces activité sociale pas ni pour fête pour l'autre 3 semaines là. Pour activité sport la pas ni pour une pièce gain qu'à combler. Toute institution d'éducation qui continue en même façon qu'on déjà établi avec l'école qui vient opérer départ sous assessement en mi-temps ou si maladie après à descendant eh bien pour un montant ça qui décidé jouer qui ouvert l'école. Parmi l'autre règle c'est la pas permission pour boat ride et l'autre activité comme ça. Premier ministre Pierre fait un appel pour tout le monde considérer dose la vaccine pour protection nationale, la famille et eux-mêmes. Chef officier des affaires nourriture à département santé Lisa Hunt, qui avertit le public la concernant qualité de l'habitude qui ni les venus pour ça à manger. C'est le Hunt, si vous c'est yon qui ni vient l'habitude qu'à manger un peu de graisse servi en l'eau sel sec zinc, ça veut dire sel zinc, ça va mettre en risque pour trouver maladie comme pressure puis ça d'où aussi problème cher. Chef officier des affaires nourriture a dit aussi si yon jani c'est maladie ça là yo ka mette ko yo plus en risque pour santé yo.
So nous ka encourager moun dat yo manger bon qualité manger, qu'on fouille régime et puis pas manger qui ni trop graisse, pas fouille manger ou ça manger noir, c'est qualité manger ça avec boire en chai glo. Si ka manger bien ou ka ni bonne santé. C'est pour ça nous ka encourager moun pour manger bien pour empêcher yo hen NCD.
Mademoiselle Hunt aussi remarqué que les parents ni pour considérer ça c'est les parents situation ça là très sérieux aussi parce que yo ka quoi yo ça bail les enfants yo manger n'importe manger et bien souvent c'est manger ça là ni trop graisse et bien celle et ça ka travail en dedans ces enfants et ka commencer à affecter yo depuis en petitesse.
Et c'est pour ça nous ka encourager moun pour bail riche yo bon manger pas bail yo trop bagay qui en dedans package ba yo manger qui naturel pas ba yo trop manger fruit pas ba yo trop jus qui ni sikadan et ces bagay ça là so il est important pour ces maman là commencer manger bien depuis les yo petit et là yo vini plus grand yo kay faire plus bon you know by yo kay connaître ces bagay là qui bon pour yo et den là pour choisir ça qui est plus bon.
Conseil national de jeunesse ici NYC a félicité Premier ministre honorable Philippe J. pour la victoire en élection 2021 et pour présenter un cabinet des ministres gouvernement nouveau. Conseil de jeunesse a aussi félicité tous ces membres du Parlement, toutes ces 17 paroisses là qui ont fait ce service en gouvernement. Conseil a félicité en particulier les plus jeunes candidats qui devaient succès et qui ont regardé la situation ça là qu'on a l'occasion pour encourager plus jeunesse pour travailler en service public pays. Conseil la félicité honorable Dr. Ernest Hiller qui c'était premier président branche Conseil là qui est responsable pour les étudiants en Haïti pour se trouver apprêtement comme ministre des Affaires touristiques pour deuxième terme quand il y a un représentatif du Parlement pour Powers Sud-Castries. Conseil là dit aussi il a complémenté tout membre en gouvernement présentement et c'était même conseil là pratiquement yo qui était même conseil là à ces conseils les jeunes ça passé parmi ces candidats qui trouvaient succès c'est honorable Jeremiah Norbert pour ça c'est tellement brave et pour le bout c'est tellement raide malgré situation qui se fait malheureusement conseil les jeunesse c'est aussi complémenter gouvernement pour bailler soulagement pour les parents, pas payer pour faciliter à l'école et qu'à conseiller gouvernement aussi pour embrasser réformation éducation pour assister les étudiants qui pas payer pour continuer l'éducation à un plus haut degré et l'université a fait comme ça. Organisation aussi complémenter travail en ligne d'éducation vocation pour certifier jeunesse en façon technique pour trouver travail comme là. Pour trouver travail, comme c'est là que ça peut tuer une bonne occasion pour jeunesse qui perdent chance là à l'école pour trouver une deuxième chance pour continuer l'éducation pour aider la famille avec eux-mêmes. Comme c'est la jeunesse, c'est aussi qu'il y a ce gouvernement pour considérer sécurité et bonne protection pour les jeunesses en considération pèse qui danger maladie corona pour la vie sociale et économique en pays. Il y a conseillé pour l'année un fort assessment pour établir pour aider ou réduire toutes sortes de manifestations de violence, pauvreté, abusement de drogue, les jeunes filles qui ont trouvé enceintes, jeunesse qui a quitté l'école avant l'heure, et l'autre mauvais problème. Il y a l'autre problème qui est très critique, c'est des grosses jeunesses qui n'ont pas de travail pour faire. Alors, les jeunesses qui établissement économie pour les jeunesses, qui ont renforcé l'économie pays et qui ont plus l'occasion pour l'année travail pour les jeunesses ici qui n'ont autant talent. Comme c'est là qui ces discussions qui ont déjà ni avant, qui continuent et puis Premier ministre là, et aussi ministre des Affaires jeunesse, export, et économie jeunesse pour faire bon plan pour cette année qui va venir. Et c'est comme ça nous avons votre nouvelle amie, madame. Je vous remercie autant pour regarder, je vous une invitation pour je ne puis moi considérer conserver la vie, je vais présenter l'autre nouvelle incroyable à présent. Je vais présenter Chanel.
Merci à Pearl Primus. That brings us to the end of NTN Nightly. Join us next time at 7 p.m. with a repeat at 7 a.m. You can also catch up with us anytime on the St. Lucia Government Facebook page or YouTube channel. I am Janelle Norville.